Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Jane Talks. I'm sitting out on my deck this morning, enjoying a nice crisp fall morning. I got two pairs of socks on and a couple shirts, and bundled up in a blanket. My hands are a little cold, but it really is a nice morning. Um, you know, I think that sometimes it seems to me that I go through periods where I, there's no learning or there's no thinking, maybe. Um, and then other times it seems like it's just, there's like a million and one aha moments in a very short period of time. And sometimes for me anyway, it seems almost overwhelming. In a good way though. And I think I must be having some of those aha moments lately. And I feel glad for them because I feel like that's growth. And I'm happy for that because I don't want to be I don't want to go back to where I was. And um, the reading that I was doing this past week, I think that's really what has kind of inspired the new train of thought, or maybe new to me, I guess. I don't know. Um, anyway, I was reading about how we handle situations. So, um, being passive and passive aggressive and assertive. And I think what really stuck out to me was the difference between being passive and being assertive. So, looking at my own self, I think that in the past, I became passive um, out of need in my circumstance. So, the abuse taught me to shut up so that I wouldn't anger him. Um, and I'm sure I've mentioned this before, but it was like walking on eggshells. I never knew what the day was going to bring, or um, I was in this constant state of trying to assess how I needed to act in order for things to remain calm. Um, and it never worked, right? So there was always like, I always felt like I was on thin ice and there was always cracking. And anyway, and I think the biggest thing that stuck out to me this week was the realization of how much the abuse actually affected me in many ways that I didn't even realize. And I guess I can't really describe the emotions. I think it makes me feel sad and it makes me scared. And yet it triggers in me this need and desire to fight through it and not be stuck in it. I don't want to be broken. And I know we all are challenged by life's experiences and pushed to our limits, and and that we have a choice. We have a choice of how we respond to those things. And um, this might sound cocky. I don't mean it to, but there's this part of me that feels like I can be more than I am. I can be I can be better. I can do greater things than I have so far in my life. And I want to. And just this morning I read, um now I'm not going to be able to remember what triggered it, but it was kind of along the fight or flight. Um, it was along that train of thought, and I know that being passive, I didn't fight. Um, Nor did I run away. Well, I guess I did in a way. I ran away from myself. I ran away from my own feelings and my and the realization that I had a choice, if that makes sense. Um, and that's what I need to fix. I need to fix me. I want to fix me. Um, I want to find those safe spots to um, I guess to practice being assertive. I don't want to be aggressive. Um, Several talks ago, we talked about the difference between interdependence and independence and dependence. And I had gone through it the opposite way. So I was dependent, and then when I realized I needed to make a change, I went off the other end and became independent, where nobody was going to help me. I was going to do things my way, and you know, middle finger up to everybody. Um, and again, I think for me, maybe that's what I needed to go through in order to come to the point where I realized I need to, no, not I need to, I can trust those in my life that I have chosen to trust, to be interdependent with, to ask questions, to ultimately make my own choices and decisions that affect me in my life, and I can have the confidence to do that. Um, but the difference in my mind between being aggressive and assertive, I'm not an aggressive person, but I want to be more assertive so that I can live up to the potential that's in me, so that I can, I guess, be proud of myself, or at least have the realization that I'm trying to live according to my morals and values and the standards that I've set for myself. Um, I can, in order to do that though, I need to evaluate who I am, who I want to be, where I want to go, and what's important to me. And all of those things are aside from all the people that are in my life that I do value and respect. Um, I I it's easy for me to please others in the sense that to put them first, so that I have no opinion, even in simple things like, if I say to the kids, hey, do you want to go out for dinner? I rarely pick where we go. Now, I'm sure in my mind, if it's my idea to go out for dinner, I'm pretty sure I must have an idea in my head of what I'm hungry for. But it's very difficult for me to say that, and it's not because the children are making me feel fear. It's just because that's what I've been used to. Um, and I want to be more assertive in some of those ways and not be afraid to say, hey, you know what, I feel like this tonight. You want to go out? And if we don't end up going there, who cares? It doesn't matter. But to to the ability for me to be able to express my thoughts clearly and assertively without fear is something I would like to work towards. So I guess that's my aha moment for this week. And that makes me happy. Um, and although sometimes it's hard not to fight um, the sense of how how much I have to work with in myself. Um, it seems like more and more things come out that I realize, wow, like that part of me is broken too. Um, but again, I want to focus on the positive part of it. I want to focus on the part of I can and I will put myself back together. Um, and I have a lot of great people around me who are helping me to do that, and I'm so very thankful for that. So I hope you all have had a great Thanksgiving, whatever that means to you. I must say, Brandon didn't come home. My son Brandon didn't come home from college this time. And I understand. This is just the beginning of some of those changes in my life with my children. They're older now. They're going to be off doing their own things, and I'm sure at some point they will have companions and children and but I really did miss him. And it occurred to me, not that it hasn't before, but it seemed really big this time in my mind. I miss entertaining. I miss having, on holidays and special occasions, I miss having people around. And it's not always family. Friends are the family you choose. And I look forward to someday having the opportunity to have a house full of family and friends and entertain them, cook for them, have overnight guests. I look forward to that. Those are all things that are important to me. So have a great week, and we'll see you next time.